Hello everyone, this is Vicky and I want to start by welcoming everybody back to the Empty Nest Reborn Doll Nursery. Guys, this is a silicone that I'm starting to work on, and I thought I would share some of it with you guys and let you see how I start to prepare my silicone babies for painting. Now, I have to say up front, guys, this is by no means a tutorial. I'm just showing you how I do things. And I thought I might could help some people out. But, you don't have to do it this way. I'm not saying this is the right way. And I'm by no means a professional silicone doll artist. I've done several. But I've not done a lot like some of them has. But I do have a little practice in. But I'm not a professional at it. But I think I do a pretty fair job. And they look pretty good. And I just wanted to share some of it with you guys. And thought it would be fun to let you guys in on it. Now, this is the Baby Grace sculpt that I'm working on. And she is a heavy little booger. She's a chunky monkey, guys. This one is. This one's over 8 pounds. And, oh, she's so pretty when she's done. I done one before of her with black hair. And I think it was blue eyes. Teresa bought her from me over at Cloud9 Nursery. That's her Maya. I done her. So this is for another client of mine, and I have another one to do after I get this one done in the Grace sculpt. So this is the Grace sculpt. She's done in the soft blend silicone. I think it's a mixture of a 10-20, and it's really soft and really squishy. She has an open mouth with a little tongue. And the first thing I do when I get them is, I gave her a good hot soapy bath with Dawn dish liquid. And I let her sit for a little while in it and soak. And then I got her out and I scrubbed her up really good, making sure to get in all the creases and all that stuff, just in case they haven't got some of the silicone release agent off of her, where they pour her. They spray those molds with that. That helps them to release. And I done that just in case. But now after I do the eyes, I will go back and I will rebath her again. I just done that at first to try to get some of that off in case there was some. And then I go back. I do the eyes, and then I go back and I rebath her one more time just to ensure that there's nothing on there. Now, guys, you don't have to do that. A lot of people don't. They just do the one bath at the first. But I do too. And I do one at first, then I cut out the eyes, and then I bath her again. Now, guys, don't freak out on me because I will be cutting this part here. I'll be cutting that out right in there, that center, to fit her with some eyes. Now, I've got some eyes here. These won't be her eyes, but I have got some that I'll use. I'm thinking she's going to probably do about a 22, and I'll use those, 22 millimeter, and I will use those to, I can't remember, I done one, but I can't remember it's 20 or 22, but I'll use those to see if that's about right for her, and then I'll order her eyes. So don't everybody freak out on me now, because I will be taking this part out. Now, I want to tell you I'm not at a great angle, guys, because, see, I'm going to have to do this, her facing me. But it will give you kind of a general idea of how to do it. I'm going to try to figure out a better way to where I can get the camera up over me to where the camera will be looking down. That would be a better angle. I just don't know how to do it yet. I'm going to try to figure something out. But anyway, first thing let me tell you what you're going to need. I use this. It's like a scalpel. I got it at Walmart. Guys, these are not expensive. Now, some people says, well, can I use a utility knife? Yes, you can. But honestly, I don't suggest those, guys, because it's too hard to maneuver them. They're wide. See how thin that blade is on that? And then just point it at the end. And then you've got a small handle to work with, just a little round small handle. These are much easier. I did try one time a utility knife, and it does work. But it's harder to deal with. I suggest just going to Walmart, buying you one of these. You can get the blades there, too. And these work so great, guys. So you have to have one of these. And then I have a little tiny pair of scissors, kind of like little eyebrow trimmers, as you can see. Those. And then I also have this, which is an eyelash applier. It's like if you're doing the applied lashes. You can hold the lashes with that and apply them. But I use this for pulling that silicone up when I'm cutting it. But I have found my fingers work just as good. But if you use your fingers, of course, guys, you have to watch because this knife is sharp and you will get cut. So the first thing I do, you can see the eye, how it looks here. And I've got to take this middle part of it out to put an eye in there and fit her with an eye. So what I do is I start on the end here, and I hope you can see, I have to be able to see it. And I go up underneath that lid, and you can see that little line right there, guys? It's right up and underneath the lid. Hang on, phone's ringing. So sorry about that, guys. My phone was ringing. It was my daughter. Yeah, so where was I? Okay, you have these and this. And then this is an eyelash applier. I think I got past that though, didn't I? Anyway, I just use my fingers. So you can see, this is where I was at. There's just a little place here that you can see where that eyelid comes to. See right there? And you want to I kind of score it just a little bit. But what I found that works for me the best is I just kind of push the whole thing in. And I put it at kind of an angle. Now you don't want it just laying down coming out because it's going to come out the other side. But just a little bit of an angle. See? Where you kind of loosen it. What you're doing is cutting the eyelid loose up here from this other part. So what I do is I go in, I find that little place, and I just stick my knife in just like that. See that? Then I bring my knife back out, and then I go in another place, right over from it, go back in the same way. Now guys, this is scary when you first do it. I remember the first one that I done. Man, that was the scariest thing to me. But see, you can see I'm just making kind of little holes down in there as I go. See those little holes? I'll show you what I do now in a minute. And I just do it all the way around that eye, just like that. I'm going to do the top first. And I kind of pull up on that eye too as I go. Go down. Now when I get closer to the edge, you see how my blades turn this way? Well, if I went down there, I'm going to cut the corner of the eye. So what I do is I flip this around backwards the other way to where that blade's facing this way. And I go down right in that corner. Just like that. And see, you've got all these little join things in here. So what I do then is I go back and I kind of cut those little join things in too, where I missed them. And we're going to be soon done with our eye. Now you might have a little bit of scragglies here on this end, but I'll show you how to fix that once we get to it. Now other people might have better ways of doing this, guys. This is just what works for me. And as I said, this is not a tutorial. This is just, I wanted to let you guys see how I do it. Okay? See? Go in here and kind of cut loose where I didn't get. Cut it loose right there. If you can't get it to cut, just go down in there. I think my blade's getting a little bit dull. I might have to buy me another blade. And see there, I've got that whole top of that lid loose. See that? Okay, now I have to flip her around to do the bottom so I can see it. Just bear with me, guys. And I'm going to be working on the bottom part of her eye. Woo. I hope you didn't see nothing there. They'll flag me. Okay. Now, let's get this camera to where you guys can see. See? And I've got her eye here now. So I'm going to be working on the bottom part of her eye. And so I'll do the same thing, except here at this corner. Instead of having that blade there, because I'm going to cut over into her eye. You know, you don't want to do that. I turn it this way in the corners to where it's going back towards the middle of the eye. And I go down just like that, like you'd be cutting. Down. And down. I just don't want to cut this outer part of the eye. As long as I don't cut that outer part of the eye, I'm doing good. Okay, now see, we're here at this corner. So I'm going to flip this blade around to the other side to where it's going towards that eye, the middle of the eye, because I don't want to cut over into the eye here. And then I'm going to look and see if I've got everything loose. Kind of pull it back so you got everything loose to where you can get a hold of it. And what you're going to do is take out this middle section. And I may have to go back in like this a few times. You know, go a little lower with it. Push that blade in a little further. Just like that. And let's see if that corner's loose. No, not hardly. Okay, I'm going to go to the other side of the corner and get the corner loose. get this right here. There's just a few attachments I need to work through getting out. This is not hard, but guys, when you first start this, it's so nerve-wracking. I was scared to death the first one I done. I done good, but I was scared. Because, guys, I'm telling you, you can mess them up with this if you don't know what you're doing. And, of course, when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. I just went by what tutorials had taught me that I'd seen on YouTube. But you just want to make sure it's good and loose from the other parts of the eye. And that is now. That's good. That's all good and loose. Let's see if this corner is good and loose. Now, I'm going to flip her back around so I can get a hold of that middle section. Now, like I say, a lot of people does this different, but this is how it works for me. And so you see now, I've got all of that silicone right there is loose. You see it? I might have a little bit right there. Yeah. Get that cut loose there to where it's real good. And then I think I got a little bit left in the corner of this eye I need to get. You got to push that eye up, guys. Push it up if you have to make sure you're not cutting your outer part of your eye, the outer part, okay? And a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll go do like a cross, cut this way and this way. I don't fool with that. I just pick this up with my fingers. And as I said, you can use these if you like, but I found my fingers work just as good. The only thing is, guys, make sure you don't cut your fingers when you're doing it. And I just pick it up and stretch it up pretty far, and I just come along and cut a big glob. See that? Now, I'll have to come back and do a little bit more trimming, but for the most part, I may have to take a little bit more off. I may have not went in deep enough, so that's how I found out. I got an eye here that I'm going to try. This is a 22 millimeter, and I will tell you this too. This is another tip. Buy the, what are they? Oval eyes for the silicones. They're much easier. You can use the round ones, a lot harder to cut out. The oval ones work great. So we're going to put that eye in there and see how it looks and see if it's going to fit her. This is a 22, and it looks pretty good. Now I have got, like I said, oh yeah, that looks great. I may have to take it down a little bit more. You see? And that's how you take it for the eye. Now you see these little tidbits here? Let me take that off. Well, you really don't want to be pulling at it, guys, because you could actually pull a hunk out. So there's one. And then I'll trim up around this with my little scissors. I'll trim up around it with my little snippers. See? Okay, guys, I just want to show you. I'm not going to show you both eyes, but that eye turned out great. I thought I might take it a little deeper, but I honestly think that's perfect. It fits good around the eyelid. You don't want to take it down in too deep, guys. You want it down deep enough till you can set your eyes like you want them, but you don't want it down too deep. To where the eyes are, in other words, you want it to be able to lay your eyelid to still touch the eyelid part, to still touch the eye. So you want to take it down some, but not quite that much. Okay, guys, I guess that's it. I just wanted you to see how I done that. Now, her eyes is not permanently set yet. So what I'll do is when I get this looking exactly how I like it, kind of sticking up a little bit on this end. I may have to take, but you see how it cuts smooth? I may have to take a little bit more out. Not sure. Maybe. But then when I get it exactly the way I want it, then I'll put a little bit of my silicone paint, what I'm painting with. And guys, what you're painting with actual silicone. It's just you add pigment to it. It's all it is. You're painting with silicone. So I'll take just clear, and when I get ready to set them, I don't put them in until I get through painting, because you could get it on the eyes and ruin the eyes. I just go ahead and cut out for them, though, and get that all prepped and fixed. And you don't... and then I will, when I get ready to set them, I'll pour a little bit of just that clear silicone mixture that I use without pigment. I'll just pour it in there, and then I'll put the eyes in, set them how I want them, and then leave them alone to overnight, and then they're sealed in. Then that's how I do it. Okay, guys, I hope this helped somebody. I don't know if it will or not. I know it wasn't a good angle, but I thought I would try to help everybody if I could. Okay, guys, I will see you soon. New video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.